Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. As usual, starting off with Euro USD, and we are ranging. Does look like a bit of a flag that formed with a fake out happening to the downside, but I'll show you that on the hour. Nothing really has changed, and you can see this is a massive area that we broke through. When did we break through this? Last week, and we've come back to test it twice now. And that is at 102.737. Oscillator's starting to sort of ease off, and if they stay like this, in other words, the faster moving oscillator just rapidly moving lower down, and then they cross over, then this is a consolidation for a break to the upside. At the moment, no real direction, tails to the upside, tails to the downside that we saw yesterday, and then it's just sort of fizzled out. Sorry, not yesterday, day before yesterday, and yesterday just fizzled out. So one thing that is relatively clear, and it is messy though, we do have a sort of a trend line here that we are testing, and I can probably just take this back to there and do that, and there is the second trend line that we have. So oscillators grouped in the middle of nowhere. We are going sideways. This whole week has been pretty much up and down, no real structure. And if you look at the weekly bar at the moment, it is a range bar that is forming. So I am still sit on hands here. There's nothing really exciting at the moment. We're going to need to break above 104.615 or alternatively 102.737. So those are the two levels we need to pay attention to. Start breaking above or below one of those levels, then that will dictate the direction we will be moving in. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, another triangle forming here, sort of flat bottom triangle. There's the trend for the week has been ever so slightly down, but you've got this major level here as well, which is 138.441. Same thing with the oscillator starting. So my gut, my bias at the moment is we are potentially looking for a move to the downside, but the longer you go sideways, the higher the probability of it just becoming a coin toss. So I would be watching this level here for a break to the downside. That's 138.441. Break and retest that area, then that validates a continuation to the downside. Until that happens, I'm not interested. I will sit quietly and wait. Moving on to pound and British pound Japanese yen. We're still very much in this flag, haven't broken the flag. This is the level we need to pay attention to, 166.354. We've had a range bar, we've had what looked like a little pin bar, another little pin bar, but you can see we are creating sort of higher lows at the moment, although we haven't really created a higher high. So you can see there potentially a lower high that's formed inside the range. So paying very close attention to this. Again, we need to break through structure. Not really interested in this until we break through structure. And the structure at the moment to the downside will be the low of yesterday. As yesterday it was the low of the day before. So that's kind of the view that we've got. We've got a crossover now pointing down on the oscillators. But look at the moving averages. We're kind of looking at crossovers here. So yeah, I think until we either break and get some support at 166.354, which would then maybe validate a continuation of the upside, then this range would be null and void. But this kind of area here, 165.053, break of that validates this flag, and then we have a pretty big measured move to the downside. So until one of these two levels give way, I am also sit on hands. Moving on to Euro British Pound, we've had a double attempt up here. We're back at the moving averages here. Oscillators all over the place at the moment, not conducive to selling at the moment, and I'm a little bit reluctant to be buying just based on what we've seen. So probably another one that we're going to be sitting on hands. As you can see, big up, big down, big confusion. So that daily was a rejection bar. Look at that. That's a rejection bar. Even though the trend is up at the moment, we've got a crossover of the oscillators. So this level here at 0.87121 is critical. So if we just come down to the hour, start breaking through the lows of Thursday, and that's 087121. That starts validating a move to the downside. Until that happens, I am sitting on the side as well. So yeah, that's kind of my view for Forex at the moment. It's been a really slow week. We're just treading water on most markets, but it does happen sometimes. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.